Hello. Hey, we just are landscapers in the complex. They come in every because it's an outside company, and so they come every Monday. And of course, if there's Monday is a holiday. But they just got done. They haven't started. I think they're probably going to wait to trim the hedges and shrubbery until they start blooming, because some of it, like in front of the bedroom bathroom, it's totally covered my window by now, but it's hibiscus, and you kind of need to let the stuff bloom before you trim. But anyway, I watched them like last month or last week. They were out there and they'd have to get off the mower because bottles, label, things like that, that can't just be cut up type of thing. Stick, yeah, because kids, it's the main playground out here. Um, and I've always wanted to do like what you've seen some pieces, people have videos of. Usually it's a private home for the garbage people. When they come around every week, they have like a little cooler with water and some tea or something like that, and some granola bars or Cheez-Its or something, some sort of snack type thing, maybe a kind bars, things like that. Um, and I've always thought that was so cool. Some people have done it for their garbage people. Some people do it for like any delivery people, especially obviously in the summertime because it gets really hot. And even when you bring your own stuff to work, still there's some days that humidity just really, 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 gets to you more than you thought you needed. And it's always nice to know that maybe they'll have something out for me today, you know. And I can't really do that for delivery because I can't just leave something out there. It's not that I'm concerned it'll get taken per se, but yeah, they don't want everybody to kind of do, you know what I'm saying? So I get that in a complex. Um, especially with the garden department because they have like porch, and those kind of things. So you don't want to every. I get it, and it's a shared porch between four apartments for me. So, you know, um, but I was thinking maybe just in the little garden, right by my stairway, there, right by my little steps. On the sidewalk, but out of the way, put a little folding table. It's not a card table. It's rectangular, oblong kind of. Um, it's not super super long. It's more like what you'd consider the old fashioned TV tray kind of things. But I mean, it's those were just basically the scissor legs and you pop the tray on either end, the metal tray. But the type that they have now where it's like an artist type of thing. You lift up on a long side and the legs pull up, and it's a longer. But it's only about that big, Um, and I was thinking about that. And so I just called maintenance. And I asked, would you have a problem with me, like when it starts getting really hot out? I mean, they might have brought, but people forget, or it gets hot, or who knows? You didn't have time to do the ice packs, whatever. Um, so I asked him. I said, "Would it be okay if I put stuff out like that with a sign for landscapers, so they get to know that they can stop by here and, you know, grab something if they need it?" Um, And he said, "Well, yeah, as long as it's, by the end of the day." I was like, "Oh, it'll be gone by like now." I said, "It's like 1 o'clock now, but usually by noon, unless they're trimming the hedges. But they're usually gone by noon." And he says, "Yeah, I wouldn't have a problem with that as long as, the sign and, everything's gone." It's not over there all, It's like, no, 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 it wouldn't be anyway. He's like, yeah, I wouldn't have a problem with that. I was like, cool. So, if anybody, the only reason I'm telling you all this is because if anybody else that doesn't have their own, like, private premise where they live, it's maybe like condo or shared. You share a driveway, like some condos do. You share a drive space where delivery people come, or complexes or duplexes, triplexes, where it's not just a single family dwelling type of thing. And you might have wondered, like, yeah, I kind of like to do that for delivery people. Well, what about there's other people? That's what I was thinking. Because, like I said, delivery, I never know when shit's coming. So it's like, that'd be nice if we could leave something out every day, for anybody that delivers to any of the four of us. That would be awesome. Whoever's in those apartments, just throw whatever we could in that day. But I don't think that's something that they want on every damn porch type of thing. And you can't say yes to one person, but for something like this, that they only come once a week, yeah, why not? But yeah, so I was really pleased. So yeah, that doesn't help the delivery people, but it helps landscapers. And let me tell you, landscapers are one of the groups that the people that have been targeted by ICE actually do a lot of landscaping work. They're not just cooks and house cleaners, they're landscapers too. They're dairy workers, they're milkers, they're meat slaughtering and packing places. So landscapers probably could use a little love right now, a little solidarity too. So I'm going to be working on that for next Monday. So as soon as I get my my Social Security in, it should be on the 3rd. It should be Thursday. It's the first one, so let's hope everything works okay. And then my EBT. And I'm just, I'm going to get some stuff for the next few weeks that'll just be for them. Little bottles of water and things that I wouldn't normally buy. But it's just for them. That's fine for me. I don't mind doing that. That's not much of a cost. I mean, considering it's like once a week, for God's sakes. And how many? I mean, maybe as more hear about it, they might come wandering up when they were on the other side of the complex or something. But that's okay. As long as I'm not doing $20 a day every week, I'm good. So, just a thought. Let you all think about. Maybe that might be cool, even if you live in a complex or something like that's a shared living. It's not a private own, a single family dwelling, basically. Anyway, now I'm gonna go make a list. Have a great day, guys.